So I really, there may well be other views, and I'm sure there are other views, but it's a very personal thing. But I don't think it adds to the appreciation of that building, a beautiful building as it is at the moment, and it could even potentially detract from it.
I hadn't realised you were of an artistic bent at all, Councillor MacLeod. Anybody else got any questions, comments?
Can you hear me, Chair?
Oh, Councillor Dodson, yes. I'm seeing you anyway. I'm not hearing you, though. You're muted.
Right. No, I'm okay. Yeah. It's a technical. I'm not used to this IT business. Chairman, I've had nothing but good reports coming from the community about this, and the lottery people do great work within the community itself. And I agree with Kenny John. It's a beautiful building, etc., etc., and it's a building that we should be proud of, and we can show it up. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, we can put it on a 6-month or a year's trial. I mean, it won't be lit up during the summer months, but no, I would recommend that we go for this. I think it's a good project, and we should be proud of that building and even show it up. Yeah, I'm all for it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Dodson. I've lost the screen, but I noted Councillor Macmillan had his hand up.
Thank you, Chairman. I was intrigued by Councillor Kenny John and the opinions on the art. I was quite taken with that. Previous in my work 30 odd years ago in Glasgow, when we were cleaning buildings, when they came out as the creamy yellow sandstone, people were up in arms saying that they should have been better black. But 10 or so years after the original stone and the almost a creamy blonde sandstone was there, and I forget the quarry, it's just on the tip of my tongue, but it's gone. And once people see the difference and the lit areas or the improved and the light, because as a species the human eye is developed to see light, not dark. And I think once we see the colours, whatever they are, they can be changed if people aren't happy with them. But the more light and the more colour that we get in, the better it'll be, I think, for the town and the town hall. And maybe with a bit of luck we might get more businesses into that part of town as well, so that all of the shop fronts will be filled. But that's more of something for Stornoway merchants and Stornoway businessmen rather than a crofter from South Uist. But thank you. That's my view anyway. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that contribution, Callum. Leader?
Just a couple of comments. The first one being, certainly is a subjective thing and a personal thing, and some people might think it tacky, others might think it's an improvement. But I think one thing is true is that it's a very good example. If we go ahead with it or not, it's a good example of partnership working. And I have to say I'm very pleased with the enthusiasm that the Western Isles Lottery have for these projects. And they're very willing partners. And if we do work with them, I hope that the council will facilitate it and get it done as quickly as possible. The one thing I would expect here that if we do go ahead is that the lighting and the colours, etc., will be still within the control of the actual council, given that it's our asset. You wouldn't want, for example, Councillor Nicholson to be putting up a picture of Celtic FC winning the 1967 European Cup. So I take it we'd be still in control of the lighting if we go ahead. Maybe Calla can clarify.
Are we in control of lighting, Callum?
We most certainly will be. And I'll maybe endorse Councillor Charlie Nicholson's requirements from that perspective as well. It is an interesting subject, and we have been approached a number of times by different organisations to light up some of our landmarks in specific colours to mark specific events. So the likes of blue for St Andrew's Day, there was a recent request to light it up. I think it was pink for Macmillan's. So we're always getting requests like that. So it'll give us that facility in a prominent landmark in the Western Isles. But we will be in control of the colours.
So you're in control of the colours. That's good. So red and white, Aberdeen colours, Colin. Okay, do members agree the recommendations of 3.1? Yes, agreed. Item 12 is in private, so item 13, reports outstanding. This is for noting. Are we happy to note? It's okay. So we move into private now. I'm going to give people a minute or two. Okay.
Leaving the meeting as of a conflict of interest as a director of the estate, which was seeking schoolhouse, but against my wishes at the estate, they decided not to go ahead with that. So I'm declaring that and then leaving the meeting. So thank you for your forbearance, and it's good to see you back in the building, having escaped the fire.
Item 12, disposal of surplus assets. This report provides an update on progress with the disposal of surplus assets. Colin Mackenzie will answer any questions. Do we have any questions? No. Okay. The members agree.
Sorry.
Who's that?
It's Norman MacDonald, convener.
Is this a question, convener?
It is, yeah, if that's okay.
Yeah. Carry on.
Yeah, it's just in relation to both the Kirkebust care unit and the Crowlslick care unit. Have there been approaches to HHP to take these care units, which are not going to be used for their original purpose, to bring them into use and possibly convert the care unit into either a house with maybe 3 bedrooms in it, or whether they would split it and create 2 smaller units. I just think that there is an opportunity there. The longer these buildings are left without being given attention, the more they'll decay. And there is, as we know, there is real demand for housing, and I think we should be doing whatever we can do to facilitate the sale or the reuse of these 2 properties.
Colin.
Thank you, Chair. The Kirkebust former care unit has been on the market for a number of years. I'm pleased to report that we have got an offer and we've set a closing date on that. HHP were offered the property a number of times, but declined an interest in it. Crowlslick, I'm actually waiting for the service department to confirm that it's surplus to requirements. And once they do, then we will be finding out whether the Corla has another reason to keep it, or then go to HHP. But I have informally had a discussion with HHP. Should it become available, would there be a doing that?
I think thanks for that, Colin. I think given that come next spring, there is the intention to build an additional 3 houses very close to where the care unit is. There would be economies of scale there in bringing the care unit back into use as a dwelling rather than as a care unit. The reality is, I think everybody who's ever had care units and or Takeli in their housing schemes, that's done and dusted. I mean, that's not going to happen. So I think it makes a great deal of sense to try and build onto the back of the houses. Certainly the ones in Crowls that they get done at the same time as some improvement works to the. And also, I hope that the sale of the one in Kirkibus goes in Dunennis goes through as well.
Thank you, Convener. Councillor Kenny John MacLeod.
Thank you, Chair. I think Convener will recall that the IGB did hold a public consultation in the area and very much looking to the community to come forward with any proposals should they have any desire to develop it in the care sector or otherwise to indicate some other community use. So I think in terms of the IGB, I think it has ceased to become a care unit, and I think the convener has indicated if that's the community's view just now, certainly I think we should support it and to progress its transfer at the earliest opportunity.
Okay, thank you, Councillor MacLeod. I don't see any further hands up. So do members agree the recommendation of 3.1? Yeah, okay, thank you. The next scheduled meeting of the committee will be on Wednesday, 2nd December 2020. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair.
Wonderful.